Do Salt Strong online fishing courses really work? Hey there, this is Joe Simons from Salt Strong, and this is going to be the most unfiltered, unbiased review of our courses ever. And it's because it was a question that was recently posted publicly on Facebook. And we got tagged in on these comments. You can see there's 61 comments. I'm going to read through all of these here. And there's good and bad. And here is the honest truth. These courses don't work for everyone. One, you have to be someone who values your time. If you don't value your time and you don't actually use the stuff and don't apply it, then of course it's not going to work. And just speaking candidly, about 2% of the people that go through our courses, it does not work for them for one reason or another, and they ask for their money back, and we give it back to them promptly. We have a 365-day money-back guarantee, and we always give the money back, no questions asked. And the other 98% love it. They're thrilled with it. They're seeing results. But the one thing I want you to keep in mind, and really the whole reason Luke and I, did these courses is because it's everything that we wish existed 15 years ago when we were frustrated. And quite frankly, when we were doing a lot of things wrong, going back to the same old spots, having a chum every time, relying 100% on live bait. We still love live bait. It's great, but you can also be held hostage to it if that's the only way you know how to fish. And I believe that these courses that we provide really just give you a whole lot more freedom and control to go catch fish anywhere, any time of year, regardless if you're using live bait or artificial lures. And that's really what it's all about. The other final piece I want you to think about, and one of the comments in here by a guy named Bill says this: fishing is a lot like golf, and one of the biggest mistakes that you can make in golf is actually hitting the driving range. You might think, well, what are you talking about, Joe? Well, here's what I mean. If you go hit the driving range every single day and you have horrible form and horrible mechanics and you're doing everything wrong, that actually can kill your game. It makes it even harder for a pro to turn your game around because you have all of these bad habits that are ingrained in your game. Well, fishing is the same way. Even if you are out there practicing and you're doing it the wrong way, you are not going to get better. You're only going to get worse, and it's going to make it harder to reverse that. So we like to be the fishing guide in your back pocket, if you will. We like to help you do things the correct way so that when you do hit the water, you're out there maximizing your time and catching more fish. So let's get right into it. Edward Smith, this is not one of our customers, by the way. And I guess he was looking at buying or investing in one of our courses, and he says, this is a serious question. I would like to hear from the people that have bought the Salt Strong course. I'm seriously considering buying it, but I am skeptical. Is it worth getting it? Is it worth getting it? Will it really help me catch more fish? A lot of my fishing is self-taught. I've gone out in the water and figured out on my own where these fish are, and I'm having no problem catching them, but not the size that I would like. Will this help me, or should I just continue to put time in the water and keep doing the trial and error? All right, let's scroll down and see what people start saying. All right, number one, I am self-taught as well. Salt Strong helped fill in some gaps. There are things I learned that seem very obvious now, but didn't at the time. I usually fish alone and don't really know a lot of people who are extremely knowledgeable about fishing. For me, it is worth it, and it never hurts to brush up on the basics. Evis, to me, it has been worth it. It has showed me more tricks and pointers that I've been missing, where to look that shallow. So yeah, if you spent the $100, which by the way, that's the highest. That's our club, not the actual course. Evis has bought a course and is part of the club. It's worth it for a whole year. If you're not happy with the refund, get your money back, no questions asked. Drew here says, put time in the water is the only way to learn. Kind of disagree with that. When you can't make it, the water reading is the next best thing. Perfectly said, Jerry. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same reason that doctors have to read tons and tons of medical books and study this stuff before they just go practice on people. There is certainly a reason that golfers, do look at videos, and there's certain reason that even professional baseball players are looking at stuff all of the time in terms of looking at footage, watching their swing, reading up on other things, and of course watching videos on people's technique. So I disagree that being on the water is only the way to learn. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're going out there doing all the wrong things, you're not going to get better. and I actually chime in on here. Putting time in the water is the only way to catch fish because it's hard to catch fish while sitting in front of the computer, but it's incorrect to say the only way to learn is on the water. My life has been completely changed by books I've read, videos I've watched, and courses I've taken in the last handful of years. Education and mastery is an ongoing thing both on and off the water. Then Drew and I keep going back and forth, and it turns out Drew is right. I mean, keeping fishing journals, absolutely. I mean, that's all part of the education process, right? That's stuff that he's going back and reading. That really is only the way to get better long term. There's nothing out there you can't teach yourself or learn watching YouTube videos. Much of fishing is self-taught, trial and error. I've watched a lot of videos, and I spend at least 2 days in the water out of the week, if not more. I'm mainly looking for something that could help me tweak what I'm already doing. That was the original guy, Edward. And as you can see by the comments already, in fishing, I've found 2 schools of thought. Those that want to go out and catch fish, and those that want the challenge of figuring out how to catch fish. The former are the people that motor up on your numbers and start dropping in chum slick, though all are not that bad. The latter are the ones that are out there for satisfaction of having won over the fish, and the many other reasons we all enjoy the water. Both are good as long as we respect each other and our space. Decide which one you prefer to be. Here's Bill. I mentioned his name earlier. Worth it. I think the thing you need to do is determine what is the biggest block to where you want to be as a successful fisherman, determine its value. Yes, fishing can be learned over time, but 2 things are consequences of that. 1, it can be a long, long time to amass that skill and knowledge. 2, that long time can and does lead to frustration and giving up. Also, as I found with golf and other sports, I had mislearned, which is what I said, and misapplied techniques. At a golf camp with my son a year ago, I learned that I had just reinforced bad techniques and tried to make them work, thus hitting a natural wall, and any success was rather random. As an inshore guy over a year ago, I didn't know that much about offshore fishing, just had a few for hire experiences. Recently, I started going regularly with a good friend and also some folks from Saltstrong. With my good friend, he wants to catch and catches quality fish from time to time by happenstance. With the Saltstrong friends, the fishing trips are more productive because of the accumulated knowledge and techniques are there. So if you have friends and family who have knowledge, techniques, and skill in a specific area of fishing, and you can have a bunch of great experiences while that knowledge is transferred to you, then you're in good shape. If not, the knowledge, skills, and coaching of the group within the insider courses are definitely worth the price, as you can gain understanding and create repeatable good experiences much faster with less frustration. And 8 people here have liked that one. Well said. I can't speak for Saltstrong. They certainly put a lot of quality videos and web posts. If you got the money, do it. I can personally speak for Trout Support, another great, that's, I guess, a DVD course and an online one. Now, here's one other thing, too, about the online courses. I am going to pitch us because this is something that's unique to ours. Because it's online, it's not like a DVD. A DVD can't be changed. Once you buy a DVD, it's yours. If there's any updates, or if you have any questions, they're not there. They're not available for you. Whereas ours, it's interactive. So even if you get in any course today, you can ask questions. You can see all the past questions that the students had, and all of the answers to it. And sometimes we actually go out there and film new videos and add them to the course as people have new questions or new updates and lures or techniques, etc. So call me old school, what have you, but if you want to master your skill, you got to put in time. That is true, but videos can certainly help you get there, as we've talked about. But he is 100% right. If you just watch these videos and never fish, then of course you're not going to catch more fish. It's tough to argue with that. Knowing the water is pretty much everything. Big fish, big bait, big lures. I think he was referring to as a question originally about catching just bigger fish. That's true, but you still need to know the biology of these fish. You need to know where they're going to be feeding all year long. The big fish are not going to be in the same place all year long. They move around, by seasons and by the bait movements, and obviously by all the temperature movements. So that's really what we're trying to teach you. A lot of our courses might be 4 or 5 modules, and at least 2, if not 3, of the modules are all about finding the fish, knowing how to locate them, what to look for all year long, both on and off the water. All right, more about the big fish. There's no doubt these guys know how to catch fish. There's a lot of technical information in their videos. Having said that, different waters call for different tactics. Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast in general has very fertile waters. You can't compare their inshore fishing to, say, Florida East Coast fishing. While the waters hold the same species, the tides and fish feed differently, and they tell you how to notice these patterns, which we do. The only way to consistently get better at catching fish is knowing the water you fish like the back of your hand and always being observant. And yes, I mean, a big thing about all these courses is learning the biology of these fish, because once you know the biology of them, they are quite predictable. Hire a good guide for today. You will learn more than the course, and you can ask questions to get answers. 100% agree with hiring a good guide for the day. That's awesome, but they're not out there to teach. I mean, guides, we love guides. They're out there to put you on fish. We hire guides ourselves, and it's so we can go out there and drink beer and not have to worry about all the other stuff. I haven't met a guide yet that has a business just on teaching people. Their job is to entertain. Their job is to get you on fish, not to teach. And I really doubt they're going to let you film everything that you can go back to it 6 months, a year, 3 years, 4 years later. I mean, our original course, the Inshore Slammer, is now almost 3 years old, and it's still out there, still being updated, still new questions coming in, new students coming in. And so you do get all of these courses for life. And Luke points that out here, that we have the Q&A, et cetera. But 100% hire a good guide. I mean, that is a way to do it. But if you can't afford to hire a guide every single day of the year, which I don't think many people can, these courses are a great way to do it. That's why we call it the fishing guide in your back pocket. Only have to pay once, and it's a fraction of the cost of just one day for a guide. That was Luke replying to Edward. And the guy, I guess, a freshwater guy, just moved to Florida. So I need to follow up and see if he bought one. I don't even know. Do it yourself. It's more rewarding when you do unlock that record fish. 100% agree. If you have the time and the ability to do it yourself, and you think you're going to do it right, same as golf. If you can do it right without having to pay a pro, of course it's more rewarding if you don't have to pay someone to help you. But for those of you that value your time and know what your time is worth, and want to get from point A to point B quicker, then I would 100% get help. I mean, it's the same reason my daughter is big in Taekwondo right now. And yeah, it would be more rewarding if she just did it on her own and just started challenging kids in the neighborhood to fight. But we're a little bit smarter and know that we're going to go hire a really good professional that is helping her get from point A to point B a whole lot quicker. So I kind of disagree with that, because I'm one of those that does value my time, and I want to learn from people who know stuff better than me. So if you catch fish in the right spots, consider trying different bait. You catch what you bait. I don't know about that. The Insider course is well worth the money. Been fishing saltwater 40 plus years, and they've taught me things I've never considered. That's one of our customers. Now, too, we did look up a lot of these people who were just saying random things or even had negative, and the funny part was not a single one of them was a customer. So I will say that we have verified that every person that did say something negative or wasn't worth the money has never bought any of these courses from us. So do it. That's someone who has bought the course. I recently learned the fish are there. I'm just not catching them. I cast really well and pretty far. Use the same bait lures, but my buddy outfishes me every time. That was Luke giving some tips here on the Inshore Slammer course, which was a good one for them. I am transitioning from being a reasonably successful freshwater angler to being a novice inshore fisherman. My opinion is you can make better use of your time on the water with the insights you learn in this course. So that was one of our customers here. I value my leisure time, and if I can get more rewarding experience by using some of my non-angling time to learn things that will make my fishing time better, for me it's time and money well spent. Bill, the courses are excellent. I've been doing this kind of fishing for 50 years, and I learn something every time I read their courses or watch their videos. Thank you, Bill. The mastery courses will definitely help. And these are all people that have bought the courses. Some of these people I know, like Bill, who I've met before. A lot of these never met, don't know who they are. And these people saw this post online and just started making comments, which is really cool. My 11-year-old has caught more fish than most average grown men. Most of what he uses for this is from the Insider membership and him watching hours of videos that they, being Saltstrong, has posted, along with what he tries out and learns along the way. He can tie knots better than most avid fishermen. I am in the process of making an album of most of his fish caught the past year and a half. He has over 125 keeper photo-worthy fish. Awesome, Mary. I know they have bought quite a few courses. Clark, you can't go wrong with these guys. They know fishing, don't they, though? Don't do it. Video is annoying to get to. Now, this is the only person who was a customer, and apparently, I don't know if he was on some kind of, I don't know what it was, some kind of device that had issues with our videos, and I don't know how long ago it was. It was not recent, but we're obviously trying to fix any kind of issues he had. And then someone else chimed in and said, my phone keeps closing while I'm trying to watch the videos. I mean, we're using one of the largest video players in the world, so it has to be a device issue, but either way, if you have an issue with that, call us, let us know. I bought it, worth every penny. I found the course very helpful, definitely learned a bunch and increased hookups, but I grew bass fishing and don't know much about inshore. Trying to find a way to pay for the membership without my wife finding out. I can't help you there. I know nothing about live bait fishing and now feel like I could be really productive as long as I'm in the right place at the right time. Great course. I purchased several of the courses and all of them are great. The Inshore Slammer course is my first and still my favorite. Thank you, Justin. Tom, I was a bass fisherman, relocated to Gulf Coast 2 years ago. All of the Salt Strong education helped me to quickly ramp up my inshore fishing knowledge and let me know much of my bass fishing techniques and skills would apply. The tips, techniques, tackle advice, and species-specific courses are outstanding. Do it. And if you don't think it's worth it, they will refund your money, no questions asked. In addition, you will become a member of a really friendly social club. I've made many friends and fishing partners because of Salt Strong. Thanks, Tom. George, real information that will make you a better and happier angler. No advertising or taking sides here, just solid knowledge that you can put use to now. Awesome there. Thank you, George. Yes, mate, it works. Some information you will already know, but there will be many you don't. Every little bit helps when you want to learn. Please do yourself a favor. Purchase the course. You won't regret it. Is it lifetime access to the materials? Yes. So someone here said for an extra $100, that was a different deal for the Insider Club. But yes, any specific course that you do invest with us, it is lifetime access. There are no extra fees. And I did put there that there are no extra fees. Everything comes with lifetime access. It's worth every penny. Just watch every episode of Flats Class and go fishing. That would certainly help you. But this is another great point of just time management. There are 13 years of Flats Class videos. It would take you a solid year to go through all of them and watch them and then go fishing. And just like a lot of the stuff might be out there on YouTube, but it could take you 2 years to get through it all and just decipher what really works and what doesn't the hard way. Most of these courses are anywhere from 3 to 4 hours and you're done and that's it. And obviously you can go back and watch them as many times as you want to, but we've distilled in many cases 15 to 30 years of information and techniques and secrets into 3 or 4 hours. So keep that in mind. No, there is putting time in the water, but you have to know how to read the water conditions. I truly believe in Salt Strong. I am a captain. Yes, we do have some captains that do buy these courses as well. And I fished all my life and has helped me not only gain more knowledge, but taught me how to read moon phases, to tide, and the biology of fish that I am targeting. The question that you ask, is it worth it? Well, my answer to you would be yes, or you would have not placed this post. If you want to become a much better fisherman, then understand that Luke Simons and Joe Simons fish almost every day, and they don't fish the same spots. That is what made me a believer. Your money will not be wasted. Thanks, David. The cost is 27 cents per day. That's for the Insider Club, by the way. The courses are even more affordable than that. I only wish that Salt Strong was on the scenes 10 years ago. My pockets would be much deeper. Trust me on that. Love it. What do you have to lose? Money back guarantee, no questions asked. Personally, what I've learned from these courses, I find priceless. You still have to put the time in, but that's what it's all about, right? Anyways, so that's it. I'm not going to spend any more time talking about this. I think you've seen from the masses, this is completely public, and we had people who have bought our courses in here and people that haven't, and one person that didn't like it, or at least didn't like it because he had issues with the videos. So if you don't like it for any reason, even if it's because the videos aren't playing on your phone for whatever crazy reason, then we'll gladly give your money back. So to learn more, go to saltstrong.com. You'll see a little tab at the top that talks about the products. You can see the courses and the Insider Club. We'd love to have you in there, but only if you value your time. If you want to learn it the hard way, if you want to do it yourself, if you will, then yeah, this is probably not the best fit for you. But If you value your time, if you want to learn a lot of tips and techniques, stuff that might take you 10 plus years to figure out yourself, then we'd love to be the shortcut for you in one of these courses. If you have any questions at all, fish@saltstorm.com is our email. We check that every day, fish@saltstorm.com, or call us. We actually have a toll-free number where you can talk to a real live human fishing being, and it's 855-888-6494. Thank you much, guys, for watching.